Ahoy everyone and welcome to Rampage for the Sega Master System. So this, as I said in my previous video, the Sega Master System was my first ever console. We had the DOS PC of course, but you know, a PC isn't a console. I think these days it's considered one, but back then it wasn't. So this is 1988. Look at that beautiful pixel art. Now, I know quite a bit about this game, so I'm actually willing to give my knowledge to those in the audience. Now, a lot of people don't believe this, but this is actually a 3-player game. Now, you're probably thinking, it says only 2 players. Well, I can vouch, and I have 2 witnesses, that this is a 3-player game. When I was a kid, me, my brother, and my sister would play this game simultaneously. I would play as George, my brother would play as Ralph, and my sister would play as Lizzie. And everyone's like, but there's only 2 control spots. Well, we used to hook up a joystick. My sister would always have the joystick, and it was the worst control. Alright, so yeah, you choose who you want here. I'm gonna go George. So yeah, a lot of people don't believe me, you know. I've argued the point online, you know, with people that just refuse to understand, but yeah, trust me, it is 3-player. It hasn't been patched because this isn't, you know, there's no official ports or re-releases of this game. Now I'll get on to talking about the game. Basically, you're a giant kaiju monster, and your objective is to destroy all the buildings in one stage. So yeah, you can climb up buildings. You just have to forgive me, I'm just trying to remember the buttons and everything. You can jump from building to building, I believe. You can't jump upwards. You can only jump down from... You also get hurt. And those bombs destroy the building, so you can't get points for them. Now if I go this way... what? Now, I've played every version of this game there is. I've played nearly every Rampage game in the world, including World Tour. Now, I'm just going to try to see if I can show you the jump. There you go, there's the jump. Now, there is fall damage in this. So this began its life as an arcade game. And this game is probably one of the most ported games there is. And the sad thing is it's not very popular. And I don't understand why. This game is incredibly fun. It's multiplayer. You play as a giant kaiju. So yeah. Now I'm going to show you a controversy. Look at that, you can look behind while jumping. I love the sprites in this game, I absolutely love them. I'm going to show you a controversy in this game. Now this game has like 9,000 levels, I swear. Now when you hear that, you can punch the train to go the other way, and then you got to punch it to go back to the other way. So you got to eat all the people. Now this here. Now if you hold this girl long enough, look at my points going up in the top corner. And then you can eat her for extra points. Now I'm going to show you the controversy if I can. Everything's a random event, so I can't guarantee that I'm going to show you. I'll try. So even jumping like that hurts you. So it is a quick way to get down the buildings, but it does hurt you. So just eat as many people as you can to keep the lives up. Destroy the buildings as quick as... Now, and obviously, as you can probably tell already, it gets really hard as you go on. Because there's more people, more dudes shooting at you. The army gets a bit stronger. They start having like these laser tank things that kill you. I love that jump and look behind. That is so awesome. I love these sprites. It's always been my dream to do a game, or even a movie, in the vein of Rampage. See these tanks. Now, as far as I'm aware, there is no boss kaiju in this. Like, unless, of course, you wanna play multiplayer. The music is just a product of its time. I'm probably gonna die here. Now, in some versions you can walk. In some versions you can walk from left to right on the screen, and it will actually take you to the other side, which is very handy because if you punch that side, it's going to electrocute you. So just keep that in mind. This tank's the worst. I think if you jump, it doesn't register that you're on screen, or near it, I should say, not on screen. There's a toaster. Yeah, no, see, it doesn't register when you jump. If you walk towards it, it shoots you like repeatedly. It just spams projectiles. So if you, yeah. So as I was saying, there are. Oh, this is funny. So you can drown in this game. So look, here's a bridge. Boom. You can see my little fist in the water. See, it's shooting me instantly. But if I jump, it doesn't shoot me. Now I haven't played this version of the game for a long time. The tanks can go through the water, that's hilarious. Oh no. Alright, so I just died basically. And I'm little guy. Well, I was. Now the funny thing was, if you play multiplayer, you can actually eat each other. That was always the fun part. Was eating each other. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you this controversy, at least anytime soon. As I said, this... Yeah, oh, there it is. No. So, basically the controversy is... You just saw the bathtub. The controversy is that there's actually a... female character with sans clothing, no clothing on, in the bathtub. And that was the controversy. I assume if this game got released today with that, you know, it would be heavily criticized. Oh, we're in LA now. This game literally takes you all over the world. We're just gonna rack up points here. I'm not sure if you get more lives or not when you yeah, this. If you're good enough, you can actually get that guy out of the manhole. Obviously, I wasn't. Now that's... No. Oh my, it's all coming down to now, isn't it? I found just destroying one side of a building usually helps. Destroying one entire side of a building. There you go, see? If I had had one more smash on the other side, it would have been destroyed. Get out of it. It's people here. Some life back. There we go. You can actually jump, if you're good enough, you can actually jump if the men are at the right height and eat them out of the windows. I love that pun. Oh, I just love the sprites in this game, like seriously. This was 1988 and I just think the sprites look better than they do nowadays. That's just my opinion. I'm probably wrong. I usually am. I normally am wrong quite a bit. But yeah, there's also a man on a toilet, if I remember. I'm not sure if that's a bit of a false memory, because I'm thinking of Jurassic Park, which was very iconic. But yeah. As I said, I have not played this version for a long time. I remember playing I played a version where it was the Hulk, which was really weird. It was, I'm not sure whether it was... See, look, the taxi's shooting missiles at me. It was actually, I was on this website, this forum, and I don't know how they did it, but they implemented their own arcade. So you could play all various games while on the forum. And the guy's like, oh, any requests? I'm like, man, you gotta have Rampage, that's a classic. And then like the week after that, he updated the arcade and it had this Hulk version of Rampage, and I'm like, okay, I'm not complaining. It's Rampage, just with the Hulk, which makes sense. Like, I can see the Hulk doing something like this. Obviously, he's not as big as the kaiju. I mean, unless you want to account the yeah, see, it doesn't shoot you if you're facing away from it. Sorry, if you're jumping towards it. So there we go, a little hack there. There's a hamburger. Don't know why the hamburger's as big as the monster. Oh, look, even God hates me. A cloud with a lightning bolt. Seriously, if I was a giant kaiju and a cloud with a lightning bolt started hitting me, I'd be like, okay, I think it's time to stop being a giant kaiju. No! Damn it. See my face, how it's sad? When you're nearly dead, they look sad. So, I mean, that just little touches of detail like that. I also believe that if you can hear it, there's like a heartbeat sound. I believe that also goes hand in hand with nearly being dead. I also love how it doesn't refill your energy with each new level. Get that man in the water. Oh, he's got a mermaid. Nice. No. See, I could go that way and get her if I was playing one of the other versions. I'm not sure if the arcade had it. I think it was later versions that had it, maybe enhanced or updated editions. So, yeah. Now, I'm not sure whether the buildings see, I destroyed one side and it's been destroyed. So I'm not sure whether one side I'm sorry, I'm not sure whether I just woke up recently. I'm not sure whether the windows in the buildings, good lord. I'm not sure whether they respawn enemies or not. Like, I know you can, like, punch them all out and scare them away and stuff like that, but I'm not sure whether new ones come out if you wait long enough or not. So yeah, this game was definitely 3-player. Anyone who wants to dispute me, please, you know, come right ahead. As I said, I have 2 witnesses. You know, I suppose I could actually, you know, even say I have 3 witnesses, because my mum would have came in the room at one point and saw us playing. But yeah, definitely a 3-player game. Maybe not very well known because it does say 2-player. But yeah, it is a 3-player game. I mean, look, there's 3 monsters. I know there are versions that are only 2-player, so yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not disputing that, but I know for a fact that Sega Master System Rampage 3-player. Because as I said, me and my brother had the Sega Master System controls. My sister got this really bad joystick. That's, you know, I suppose maybe that's part of the reason why I remember it so well, because that joystick was terrible. You're probably like, oh, you know, that's nasty, you shouldn't give your sister that, but you know, whatever. She wasn't really a gamer back in those days. Like, she used to like watching us play, and it was, you know, me and my brother coaxing her, oh, come on, play, it's 3-player, it's 3-player, and you know, she'd enjoy it. Like, this was one game that me and my siblings all enjoyed playing. So this was I'm gonna say this was my first video game. Not the first one I ever saw or anything like that, but it was my first video game. Because as I said, this was my first console. We did have the DOS PC and everything. But I mean, that wasn't, like, the PC wasn't mine. It was the family computer, of course. But it didn't belong, you know, it wasn't mine, you know, and mine alone. Like, I shared my Sega Master System with my siblings, but it was mine. Like, it was bought for me. Like, it was my brother had the Nintendo, and I had the Sega Master System. And later on in life, my sister got a PlayStation. My brother had the PlayStation too, but my sister got her own. So, and you know, she had a lot of games for that, and she liked that. And she let me play it, but like, that was hers. Like, the Nintendo was my brother's until he gave it to me. The Sega Master System was mine. So this was, you know, in a way, my first video game. My first video game. Because Zug was the first one I played. But this was, you know, the first one I played that was actually mine. You know, that I chose. So whether that makes sense or not, it's another story. I don't know, I'm still kind of asleep. But back to talking about the game. So yeah, I mean, look, this was just, you know, an awesome idea for a game. I actually, you know, I don't have anything bad about this to say about this game. If you really want, you know, put a gun to my head and ask me to say something bad about this game, the only thing I can really say is I really wish that there was enemy kaiju. So like, you know, you beat San Francisco and there's a boss at the end. You beat Los Angeles, there's a boss at the end. Now I understand it wouldn't work, especially if you got 3 people. Well, I suppose it just wouldn't be a very engaging boss fight. But I love that punch line. Look at that, it's beautiful. You know, I said it before and I'm going to say it again. I don't care if I'm biased or being nostalgic or whatever. The sprites look amazing, like better than anything that comes out these days. And that's crazy because this game is as old as me. This game is 30 years old. It's actually 31, but you know, whatever, you get the point. Just look at the sprites, like that. Look at the facial expression. Look. And look, when he punches, look, see how he sort of sneers? And look up. Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't, I'm, yeah. I'm not saying it's not nostalgia, but yeah, I'm just in love with these sprites here. See, that's skill. When you can do that, like eat someone from a neighboring building while you're on a building, that's skill. If you see someone do that, you know they're a master of Rampage. Now, I'm not going to say I'm good at this game. I've stated before that I'm terrible at video games. But I've played this one enough to be decent at it. You know, it was just one that I enjoyed playing and I spent many hours on. See, think don't follow me. So, you can just destroy the building. I don't get paid enough for this. Now, this game, like, while I still have fun with it, it's mostly, you know, I don't want to say irrelevant, but like the objective of this game was always to get the highest score, because that's early on with video games, that's what you did. Like outside of like Super Mario and stuff like that. Early on, the games were all about who can get the highest score. That's why when I hold the girl with the red dress, my points go up. I thought maybe you could get more lives if you got enough points, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's, yeah, just purely... Now, the Sega Master System had a really awesome library. I'm going to show all my favourites, all the ones I played and all the ones I loved. Now, Sonic was one of them. I was a Sonic fan before, it was cool. I'm not saying that to be, you know, trying to be superior or anything, but I know today that Sonic is very popular. And everyone loves Sonic these days, and they should. Like, he's a cool character. He's right up there with Mario for my money. But yeah, like the truth is, I played Sonic back in the early 90s. I had Sonic on Master System. If you meet someone who has Sonic on Master System, they're very old. They're a very old Sonic fan. I guess you could call it. Now, when I grew up, I sort of lost interest in Sonic. Not because he's, you know, any less of a hedgehog, but I don't know. I just found other interests and stuff. I still maintain my love for Rampage. I did have a 64, but I never played the 64 games. Maybe I hired one. I'm not too sure. My memory's a bit fuzzy. But when I got older, we did hire. Me and my friend hired the ones on Wii. There were a couple on Wii because me and my friends, we played every single multiplayer game that was ever released for the Xbox 360, for the Wii. And I'm not saying just, you know, we played about 5 of them. We literally hunted down, literally. Like, we made big lists of multiplayer games for the the Xbox and the Wii that we could play together. And I'm not joking, that's true. We played every single one that was ever released. See, I like it, you can mid-jump and climb, so that's cool. So yeah, multiplayer co-op games are my favourite. I suppose, you know, my roots were playing with other people. So, you know, I haven't found one lady in a bathtub yet, so... Yeah. Lucky I didn't say, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to show you this. So... Oh, there I go. So, yeah. Come on. Drop it. Yum, 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 yum. I've said it like 9 times now, but I just love the sprites. They just look so awesome. Like, that is such a cool, giant kaiju King Kong monkey looking dude. Ape? I know he's an ape. I was calling him a monkey to be a, edgy. Talus. This game goes, I'm fairly certain this game goes on forever, and it eventually loops around, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm not sure if this version does, but I know for a fact that Rampage, it goes up to like level 80 or something. Now I'm just assuming, I don't know much about gameplay or what the devs were thinking, but I'm just assuming that it's because the levels were just so easy to make. Like, you just put the buildings in and, rinse and repeat. Now the game, with that said, there's a lot of people like that this game sucks because it repeats itself. I don't know, it's addicting. It's nice to see how far you can go. I remember me and my brother got pretty far. And then it was me and my brother. Sorry, it was me and my sister, and then me, my sister, and my brother. Bloody hell. Me, my sister, and my brother. My sister died, so it was me and my brother. And then it was just me. And like, I played up to the latest level on my own before dying. As I said, the army hit you with a lot of, like, there's jets. I don't know if there's been jets yet. I don't remember any. But they come back with jets, like fighter jets, instead of these, wimpy helicopters. And the jets are basically tanks for the sky. So that's probably false memory, and I'm wrong there, but hey, I'm trying. I just woke up. Sega Master System. I mean, what a cool name for a console. Master System. It just made you feel important. Like nowadays, everything's 360 or a number or something like that. Or, random like switch. But back then it was Master System, it was Genesis. Lynx, Jaguar. Ow, that's a cheap shot, see that? What an ass. I suppose Super Nintendo's, Nintendo. I'm not dead here. I'm gonna drown, I think. I will survive. That's it. I want to play again. Look, how cool is that? He comes in on a balloon. A blimp, sorry, not a balloon. Now, the backstories, I don't know whether I showed them or whether they were shown, but George, this guy I'm playing as, he was a scientist that was creating a experimental drug, which turned him into the big monkey that you see, ape. I know he's an ape. Same monkey to be edgy. Lizzie went swimming in a radioactive lake, and Ralph drank a soda out of a machine that was laced with something bad. I'm fairly certain that that's the stories, and I only know that because I'm pretty sure I was gonna, like, I attempted to write a movie script for this, and I only gave up when they announced they were making their own Rampage movie with The Rock, and I'm like, oh wow, finally a Rampage movie. And we all know how that turned out. Well, actually that's not true, because there's a lot of people who seem to like it, which is very sad. Because it has about as much in common with the game as... I don't know. As something that doesn't have anything in common with the game. Yeah, I was so excited for that movie. Like, the designs were a bit iffy for me, but I'm like, oh, you know, whatever, I don't care, this Rampage is gonna be great. And then it came out and I'm like, ooh, that's unfortunate. Like, it was just another rock-led, you know, movie. They put that guy in everything, I'm sorry. But good lord, give us a break, please. He's in everything. They just announced him for something else the other day. What was it? He's in Jumanji. He's in the DC universe as Black Adam. He's in Fast and the Furious. Like, you know, he was Hercules. He's in Disney's Jungle Cruise. Oh, that's it. I think they announced him for... Or he's in talks for Fantastic Four or something. Like, seriously, this guy is in everything. Like, I don't dislike the guy, but, you know, it's one of those cases where you kind of get sick of seeing an actor in everything. He's in everything. Like, he must just have an agent that just says yes to everything. Yeah. It's sad because I think there are better actors for the role, for some of the roles he's done. There you go. I'm not gonna say all the roles. Got nothing against The Rock, but like Jungle Cruise, I think could have been. I think that maybe could have used with someone else. Like The Rock just seemed like it. The character just seems like maybe someone like. Just off the top of my head, like what is this? Just off the top of my head, I'm thinking, you know, like someone like Indiana Jones or something, like, or you know, someone with a bit more, you know, eccentric behavior to him, like a Johnny Depp or something. Not specifically Johnny Depp, but like The Rock, you know, he's just playing it as he, like The Rock always plays himself, so you know that Jungle Cruise movie, like while it looks good. Like I just think it needed just a bit more of a I guess a bumbling actor type. Like oh, you know who would be good? Robert Downey Jr. I know what you're gonna say. They put him in everything, but they actually don't, because that poor man can't catch a break outside of the Marvel universe. He did this movie. I think it was called Chef. He did. And it wasn't very popular, and then he recently did Doolittle. Sorry, that's a really hard name to pronounce when you just wake up. And you know what? I actually liked Doolittle. I thought it was really good. I saw it twice by accident, because I went into the cinema and it was meant to be English and it was in Spanish, and I'm like, hey, can you change that to English so I can understand what's going on, please? And they're like, yeah, sure. And they never did. So when I left, I'm like, oh, it was a good movie, but you never changed it for me. And they're like, oh, we're so sorry. Come back tomorrow, we'll show it in English. I'm like, oh, that's okay. And they're like, no, we're serious. I'm like, oh, sweet. Like, I mean, I suppose if it was any other movie other than Doolittle, they wouldn't have done that. Like, if it was like Endgame, and I'm like, oh, that was that was supposed to be in English, they would have been like, cool story. I missed the part where that's my problem. But yeah, look, as I said, nothing against The Rock, but he's in everything these days. This is God. Stuff destroying cities. Oh, he got me on the way out too. He's getting me on the way back. Ah! Like seriously, like, look, I get the army, but what's the cloud? What's with Zeus up there? You know? as I said, I love The Rock, but he's in everything. And if they ever make a movie about me, he'll probably play me. Which, hey, I'm not going to complain about. But personally, I'd choose like Kevin James or well-fed Johnny Depp or something. Oh, sugar. We're in St. Louis. So I'll probably go until I die again, if that's cool with everyone else. And if it's not, well, too bad. I'm just going to do that anyway, because it's, hey, my channel, my video. I just want to sing, the theme song to Perfect Strangers for 40 minutes, and I'll do that. It's not like I'm some big in-demand YouTube's personality, so, the demands of what I do and what I don't do are much smaller, so that's always good. See, there's a benefit to not being famous. There's less expectations. Yum, 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 yum. The best version of Rampage, the best version of Rampage I've ever played. I win. Best version of Rampage. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I do like the new versions because they have like a lot of kaiju. I don't know, like just a strong roster for this game is like a really cool idea. And I mean they went with everything. They had like rats and a bat. I think they just took every single animal and creature on the planet and just made it giant. Like there was a cat, I think there was a dog, a bat, a goat, a crab, an insect, like a shark, stingray, a crocodile. I don't know how I got 3 lives. I'm pretty sure I lost one. Oh, there you go. See, it's quite deceiving. Yeah, as I said, I like the rosters on the newer games because they offer more kaiju, and that's always fun. And I actually think there's in some of the games they have boss fights, which, is very, very much welcome. One thing I will say about the newer games is the graphics are kind of terrifying. I played one on the Wii, I forget which one it was, and it looked like claymation, and maybe I'm biased because I actually hate claymation, it's one of my fears. And yeah, it just looked ugly and terrifying. like this style is nice, like if they had made, but yeah, it looks like they're made of clay and they're like really like horribly thrown together, like chunky, stop motiony, claymation-y looking creations in the Wii version. And yeah, as I said, like they look kind of horrible. They look kind of ugly. It kind of reminds me of Clay Fighter. Oh look, it does. Look, you can go through to the other side. You just have to get knocked through there. So yeah, as I said, when I finish my lives here, I'll call it quits. I think you've got the idea. I was just, as I said, this is part of my, well, the beginning of my Sega Master System retrospective, as the first console I ever had. Don't shoot. What, it pulled me towards it? What is this? What is this? So yeah, expect about, I think I did 9 DOS videos, 7 or 9 DOS videos, so I'll probably do the same amount. I'll try to keep it even, unless I really have to include another game. I'm thinking, hold on, let me just do the math here. This one, Sonic, 1, 2, 3. I'm just counting the games. I don't want to mention them because I want to keep a little bit of surprise for those that watch the channel. You've already heard Sonic, you know, but that's no surprise. I mean, it's the most popular title on the Sega. Oh yeah, so yeah, I've just counted about 7, so I know I've got at least 7. They were really good games, like... I mean, as I said, it's hard to tell whether I'm just being biased or nostalgic. But, you know, the games that I just, you know, listed are really good. Sorry, the games that I just counted through. I didn't really listen, did I? The games I have planned. They're just really good games, really fun. See, he's not shooting me. I just love the sprite. Look at this. This is beautiful. You know what? Let me just try something. I think I remember one thing. Alright, now watch. No. There's a Rampage game where if you punch from one side of the screen, it comes out on the other, and you can punch someone on the other side. I do remember that. I don't remember what game it was. It's obviously not this one. But yeah, that was always a classic. Oh, he shot me on the building. I like how the tanks just, you know, commit suicide and drive into the lakes. I think in newer games, actually, they drive out of the lakes. So yeah, the Sega Master System actually had a really impressive library. Like, not just in like sheer numbers of games. There you go, I think that was the Naked Lady game. That was too fast. My sister always used to be like, "Hey, come here, the Naked Lady." And then there was, I'm pretty sure there was a dude on a toilet. Pretty sure. Pretty sure, yeah, you can eat the TNT to stop it from being exploded. To stop it being exploded. To stop it from exploding. To stop it from being exploded. Sorry, I'm still asleep. Here we go. Yeah. As I was saying, the Sega Master System had an impressive library, not just from the volume of games, I believe that makes sense. But also from the fact that a lot of the games were pretty good. Like, there were very few stinkers, if you will. Now, as I said, I will be playing through every generation of console gaming, sorry, not console, because there is PC and there will be more PC in future. I think there should be at least 2 more generations of PC I have in me. Now with the, a lot of these I play on, this one's been played on another site. I'll definitely put the name and link to that down below. I can't think of the name right now, sorry. A lot of these are being played on like sites that offer them as emulators and stuff like ROMs and emulators. And I'm just playing this in a browser. But when I get to like PlayStation 2, Xbox 360 and stuff like that, I think I'm going to have to just rely on using stock footage, unfortunately. so I don't know. I don't know actually how that's gonna work. Because yeah, getting ROMs and emulators to those games, you're looking at trouble. Like, I mean, maybe I can get away with doing it with these old DOS games and Sega Master System games, but when it comes to Xbox and PlayStation, I'm pretty sure Sony and Microsoft are going to be like, that's kind of our game, you're going to have to pay us 20,000 Australian. Like, and I don't own the consoles anymore. I don't own the games either. Some of the games I wanted to talk about, especially on PlayStation 2, were very obscure, very niche, very rare titles. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, like, because you're probably thinking, oh, you know, he's gonna play Sonic and Mario and Gears of War and like all the popular games, but that's not true. Like, you gotta wait for him to get the mermaid. Yeah, there you go. That's double points. Yeah, like, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this was because, you know, my favorite games and stuff were very obscure. Like, the games I played and the games I liked were very obscure. Like, my list of like top 10 on PlayStation 2 would probably be, you know, I'd probably be the only person in the world that had that list. And I'd say a good chunk of games on that list, no one else would have either played or heard of. Don't ask me how I located all these obscure games, I just came across them. But I've always been the same. Like, some people like strawberry ice cream or chocolate ice cream, but I like chocolate mint ice cream. I had to be different. Some people like strawberry milkshakes or banana milkshakes. I liked Blue Heaven, which is one of the hardest flavors to find. Especially like when you go overseas and stuff. Like, a lot of people are like, "What's a Blue Heaven?" I think some places play with blueberry, but I don't think it's the same. I believe the flavour is blue raspberry. I could be wrong though. There we go. So yeah, I've always been, you know, I've always had to be different. Like, not by, you know, just to be annoying. But yeah, I just always was someone that was different. Like, and I still kind of am that way these days. I embrace my unique, eccentric, quirkiness. Either this level or next, I'm gonna die. Yeah, so getting back to the point at hand. So yeah, my taste in games has always been unique. Like, I'm not saying I didn't like Mario and Sonic and Gears of War, because I did. I played a lot of games, but my favourites are very obscure. The thing is, you know, it's hard to believe I'm not living in a simulator. Oh, here we go, crazy conspiracy theory. Because it's always weird. For example, I watched the movie The Warriors, 1979, and I watched it the first time and I hated it. I'm like, this movie sucks. Then I watched it a second time, I'm like, this movie is brilliant. So I've always recommended to people to watch movies at least twice. But yeah, the weird thing was, I got into The Warriors, and then they announced a game from Rockstar, and I'm not, which was very strange. And you're probably like, oh, what a coincidence. There's the woman in the bathtub. There she is. You're probably like, what a coincidence. Well, recently I discovered a movie called Head of the Family, which is a horror movie. And it's this really weird, quirky movie, sort of like The Burbs crossed with, I don't know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it was really fun, I enjoyed it so much. And you know what happened? Like, it came out in like the 90s or something, or like the late 80s. And you know what? They're making a sequel for it, and it comes out this year. And I discovered it like a month ago. Like, what are the chances? So yeah. Long story short, I've always had... Long story short, I've always had quirky taste. I've always had to be different. That's just me. And I'm dead. So that was Rampage on the Sega Master System. Going back to the start now. I like yeah, look, I love that. That's so cool. It's so funny because the girl he's holding is meant to be the girl in the red dress, but she's meant to have blonde hair. So, see? There she is right there. She's got blonde hair. And she never changes. So, it was funny. On my last level, or, you know, right before I died, I was able to show you the girl in the bathtub. So, there. Wow, that person sucks at Rampage. It's funny, these demos, you know, that show you how to play the game. 9 times out of 10, especially on the Sega Master System, the person sucks at playing it. Like, I don't think they really try. Oh, look, there's 2-player. So that was my brother and my sister. Okay, these people are a bit better. Yeah, you can punch and bash at each other. And as I said, when one person dies, you can eat that person. So that was always fun. It was always fun with 3 people. Like, seriously. If you can manage to find a way to play 3-player Rampage on the Master System, I'm not going to recommend any other version. I'd recommend doing it because it's so much fun. Well, I guess that's about it. I'll put the link for the site that hosted this. Once again, they've done a great service by allowing me to relive my childhood and get in touch with my nostalgic side, sorry. Thank you to Sega and I believe Midway are the producers of this. Let me just check. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking. Oh, it didn't even tell me the thing. So yeah, I believe it was Midway that made Rampage. Or at least they own the rights to it these days. So yeah, very fun game. I do recommend it. It's one of my favorites. It's a classic for me. Like some people that they've got like Pac-Man or Space Invaders. This is my Space Invaders. This is my Pac-Man. Like this is my default go-to classic arcade game. Like if you put me in a room with like Pac-Man and Space Invaders and Asteroids and Rampage, I'm gonna play Rampage. I love Rampage so much. Donkey Kong Jr. Put that in there as well. I'd still go for Rampage. But yeah, that's about it for me. And until next time.